friends, welcome back. I'm Bethany from Bethadilly here at Scrapbook and Cards Today Magazine's YouTube channel, sharing a really fun project with you today. In today's project, we're gonna make a teeny tiny little gratitude journal using the cinch machine. I'm gonna walk you through each step. It's so easy. Let's get started. Okay, so before we get started, just realize you can actually make your gratitude notebook in any size that you would like. I decided to go with a little miniature notebook because I like the idea of just having it out and handy. You could take it with you if you'd like. But the final dimensions of mine were 3.5 by 5 inches, and I really liked that little size. So what I did is I went ahead and cut a variety of pieces of 80-pound cardstock. You can use whichever paper that you'd like. I really wanted this to be really nice in the end, so I opted for a thicker cardstock. And then I also got from scrapbook.com some really nice chipboard, and it came in larger sheets, but I just used my paper trimmer to trim it down. And again, this is the same exact size of 3.5 inches by 5 inches. I did one for the front and one for the back. So before we actually construct our little book, I do want to decorate my little front and back of my notebook that I'm going to create. So I went ahead and grabbed some really pretty cardstock that I just love for fall. This is from Paige Evans' Garden Shop collection. It's so pretty. I love that the colors are just so fun and vibrant. But what I want to do is I just want to dress up this chipboard, and the reason I really want to do chipboard is just to make it really durable on the front of the notebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some Mod Podge, and I'm going to very lightly apply some Mod Podge to my chipboard in order to secure my scrapbook paper to the front. So I like having my Mod Podge in these little squeeze bottles because it allows me to really quickly get it out of the little jug, if you will. I have the big containers of it too, but the little squeeze bottles are a gem. So again, I'm going to go really light here, and the reason why is because I want to make sure that my paper doesn't end up, rippling or puckering from too much glue. So I want this just to be nice and light. And I'm just using a little foam brush. Go ahead and use whatever adhesive you prefer and whatever applicator you prefer. But I think Mod Podge is going to be perfect for this. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my paper and place it right onto my chipboard there. Okay, and I'm just going to really press that down, make sure I don't have any bubbles. Okay, very good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just set this upside down and let that really press down. And I'll set this aside and let it dry, but it looks really good. I'll go ahead and just repeat that same exact process for my second piece, which will be the back of my notebook. Okay, so now the front and the back of my notebook are all ready to go, and now it's time to actually construct the notebook, and this is going to be really fun and really easy. Okay, I am going to go ahead and use my cinch machine. This is a really great tool if you want to create notebooks or you want to bind things together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my notebook and put it all together with some really pretty gold rings. I actually found these. These are also created by We Are Memory Keepers for the cinch machine. And these are really neat. They kind of remind me of those binder rings. So instead of using, if you're familiar with the cinch machine, it actually closes the binding. Instead of doing that, we actually will just manually open and close with these little rings. And isn't this pretty? I just loved the nice delicate gold of it. I thought it really just elevated the idea of the notebook by having something so classy with the binding. So I'm going to set that to the side. As you can see, we're going to need 6 holes here. And what we're going to do is use this cinch machine in order to create the holes both for the front and the back of our notebook, but also for the pages that will go inside. So if you're unfamiliar with the cinch machine, I have done an unboxing on my own channel, so be sure to check that out if you want to see an unboxing of this wonderful machine. And I also create a full-size notebook with it if you want to learn how to make something a little bit bigger. But one thing you want to be aware of are these little, let's see if I can get that to focus, but there are these little knobs on the inside, these beautiful pink little knobs. And these are the little plugs that you're going to pull in order to create the exact size of notebook that you want to do. And that all comes in the instructions for the cinch machine based on the size of notebook that you want to create. So for today's notebook, I need to focus on the number 7 for my plug, which is just the 7th one in. And again, they're numbered. You just can't see it from this view, but this is going to be plug number 7 that I will pull in order to deactivate that hole. And you actually have to release the lever and then pull the plug out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, with the guide all the way in, I'm going to take a few sheets of my cardstock and I'm going to place them into my machine. And with them all the way to the left and with plug number 7 pulled out, I'm going to, oops, gotta place it a little bit further. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to press down, and it went ahead and created my little holes that I'm going to be able to bind my little notebook together with. Isn't that neat? And so what it does is, depending on the size of the notebook that you have, the idea for pulling the plug is going to allow you to have an equal distance from this side and the first hole to the last hole and the furthest side of your paper. So it's nice and centered. And again, based on the size of notebook that you decide on creating, you'll just follow the instructions that are with this machine to see which plugs you need to pull and how to go ahead and punch your own for the size that you're making. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and continue just placing my paper in. Again, my guide is all the way in with plug number 7 pulled out. And I'll just go ahead and keep punching my little holes for my paper. Okay, all my paper is done, and I wanted to do my paper first because I wanted to give my little chipboard covers a little bit of time to dry. That way the glue doesn't unintentionally gum up my machine or anything like that. So you'll just want to make sure that it's nice and dry. So then you'll just want to decide on an orientation for the front and back cover. I really like the front going up this way. Actually, this might even be the back. I like this for the front. I like just a little bit more of the pink tones. I think that's so pretty. So I'll go ahead and do the exact same thing. And since my notebook cover is the same size as my cardstock that's going inside, I do the exact same dimensions with my cinch machine with number 7 plug pulled out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, place my chipboard right in there and press down. And it's all done. Isn't that nice? Okay, I'm gonna repeat for the back. And there we go. It's so easy. And what's great about this machine is they do all of the math for you. So all you need to do is just reference your little guide for the size of notebook that you're creating. Before I put the cinch machine away though, I'm also going to just give myself the option of adding some vellum. So while it's out, I'm gonna go ahead. I have a piece of vellum at 3.5 inches by 5 inches, exact same dimensions as everything else. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch those holes as well. And you'll see why. I may end up using this, I may not, but I like to give myself options while the machine is out to go ahead and get everything punched out. Okay, so we'll talk about the vellum in just a little while, but let's go ahead and construct the notebook. So this is really easy. All you're going to do is place the front and the back where they go. And again, these are like binder rings. These really take me back to my school days. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna open up all of these. And if you had the traditional cinch binding that you use the actual machine to close for you, then you would go ahead and follow those instructions to close your book. Okay, so I'm just going to thread all of those little rings, if you will, through the holes. And then it's as easy as just clipping them shut. Isn't that nice? So easy. And again, I just love this elegant look. I think it's just so pretty and so nice. Isn't that sweet? Very pretty. Okay, now what I'm going to do is it's time to make it all cutesy cutesy. So let's have some fun embellishing this cute little notebook. Okay, so I also have some of the coordinating stickers from Paige Evans. Aren't these beautiful? They coordinate so well with the paper pack. And I'm really intrigued by this Grateful, Thankful, Blessed. I think that is so pretty. One thing I'm thinking though is that if I were just to take this and place it on front, while very, very beautiful, I'm wondering if it's kind of competing with the paper behind it and maybe just getting a tad lost. So there's a couple things we can do here, and I just wanted to kind of mute the background a little bit. So that's why I was thinking of maybe placing a little sheet of vellum right on the front of my notebook. That way, when I go to place my beautiful little sticker on the front, it kind of pops a little bit more, if you will. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying that I just told you to do a really nice chipboard, really thick, durable cover so that it stands the test of time and you can handle it really well without worrying that it's going to fall apart. And now I'm telling you, oh, let's put some nice flimsy vellum on the front. Well, I'm just going to make this for myself, and my bag these days is full of diapers and goldfish, so I know I'm not going to carry this beautiful thing around in my diaper bag. It's probably going to stay on my kitchen counter as I document my gratitude this season, but go ahead and make this choice for you, whatever you'd like to do. But I'm going to make mine all cute and pretty and not worry too much about having it, on the go for me. So what I think I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and just reopen all of these little prongs. And again, you can go ahead and make your own design choices on what you think is going to be best for you. Designing is such a personal choice at this point. So now I'm just going to feed those through and close. Isn't that pretty? And you still get all of the color and the tones. You just kind of mute it just a little bit so that we can then additionally have some fun with some embellishments, and everything can kind of play well together but also stand apart. I went ahead and grabbed this little strip. This is also from the exact same paper pack from Paige Evans, and it's these really nice little dashed lines in a variety of color. Let's see if we can focus there. Come on, there it is. And they have lots of color, and I just kind of picked probably about 1.5 inches of color that I really liked. And what I think I'll do is add this as kind of a band to the front of my notebook to add a little bit more visual interest as well, and to create a little bit of contrast when I go ahead and use my sticker as my kind of title, if you will, for my little notebook. So again, my width of my notebook is 3.5, and to give you an exact measurement of the height here, it's just shy of 1.5 inches tall, okay, for my little band here. So now I'm going to make this 3.5 just so it matches. Okay, there we go. And now we can start decorating. Okay, I'm just gonna use this Barely Art glue and apply a little bit. You know what I think I'll do just to really help my eyes? I'm gonna open my notebook all the way here. Okay, make sure everything just kind of stays steady. Add some glue here, just a little bit. Okay, so I think I'll add my band right there. Okay, I love how that looks. It's so pretty. Now again, the design part is going to be absolutely personal to you. This is where you get to show off your own personality with your notebook and make it perfect for yourself. All right, now what I think I'll do is grab this sticker, and I'm going to place it right. I was originally going to put it right in the middle, but I am really drawn to a little bit of an offset for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just place it right off to the side, being mindful to have my letters nice and straight. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and I'm gonna place that right there. Okay, and I'm also going to bring in just a couple additional little embellishments. I'm gonna sneak them kind of under and kind of just layer here. So I really like that leaf. And I'm also really loving, gosh, there's just so many. This is so beautifully designed. I love it. I just love the pinks too. I love this too, this really nice kind of mustard and orange look. I think that's really, really pretty. So we can just kind of layer whichever way that we like here. Okay, just adding a couple more here. Playing with shape and just having fun with the movement that the leaves can create here. And I'm just playing with the idea of odd numbers here. I think that's really fun. And this whole while I was just kind of lightly setting everything down. That way I could kind of peel up and place where I'd like. I think that's really, really fun and pretty though. Okay, I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of shine just to make this super, super pretty, and then we'll be all done. Okay, so I grabbed some beautiful sequins by Spellbinders. I love it. I kind of broke the rule of odds here, and I'm going to just add 4 with 2 on top and 2 on bottom because it's just working for my eye, and I still want to keep this pretty simple, but then just add just a tiny bit of fun here. So I'm just gonna add here. And again, absolutely simplify your little gratitude notebook if you would like. I just can't help but make it a little fun. Okay, there is some inspiration on how to create your little gratitude journal for this fall. And even though we should be grateful all year long, fall is just a beautiful time to really reflect on all of our gratitude. I love it. Before we stop though, I wanted to speak a little bit about the inside. Now, you can absolutely have fun here as well. Don't forget the inside pages. Be sure to bring back your beautiful little stickers, have some fun. You can absolutely bring a lot of color in by using some of these stickers and really let your personality kind of come through on these pages. I really, really like how you can just make these super, super fun, and you can just brighten up with some stickers or whatever you wish. All right, everyone, I hope that this was inspirational for you to give a little gratitude journal a try this fall and to create one yourself. I love how this turned out. I think it is so simple, so fun, and I think that it's just a really, really great way to actually be intentional about writing down all those little things and big things that make you grateful. Thanks so much for watching. We can't wait to see you in the next video, and have a wonderful fall.